Shalom, everybody. I hope you had a great Pesach and really enjoyed it. Took full advantage of all of that matzah and all of your company and family. We here in Comac had a tremendous Passover. It was really enthralling. All the children, all the grandchildren. My father came in from Mexico, and we really had an incredible time together. So I want to share with you a conversation that we had on Saturday afternoon, Shabbos afternoon, which was Mashiach Suda, which is, of course, a custom that goes back about 250 years to the times of the Baal Shem Tov. And it's a very meaningful way to try to bring to a conclusion the whole of Passover, but do it in such a way that it should continue. You know, we always try to make sure that when we celebrate a Jewish holiday, it shouldn't just be, well, we celebrated it, it's over, and now we go on to the next thing. It should be in a way that I'm a different person today as a result of the holiday, and I feel like I'm a better person. I have tools now that I didn't have before to be able to continually improve, whether it be as an individual, as a spouse, as a parent, as a child, as a Jew, and in relationship with God. So this is the conversation that we had on Shabbos afternoon at Mashiach Suda. Question was this: if we are so stringent about cleaning out the chametz, and the chametz represents ego, and it represents all types of negativity, and it's arrogance, and that's why we clean it out before Passover, and we do everything possible to make sure that there shouldn't be any chametz in the house, and we pay exorbitant prices in order to make sure that the food we have during Passover has no chametz whatsoever. And then right after Mashiach Suda, at the conclusion of Passover, we run to the bakery, we make sure we go straight to the freezer, wherever we have any chametz, we try to get to the pizza place in order to be able to have something to eat that's chametz, because we miss our chametz from 8 days. So what's going on over here? Why is this part of our Jewish practice that we just run back to the chametz right after Passover? So in order to understand that, we have to look a little bit into what the chametz really represents. You know, in Judaism, the chametz is really considered to be not a negative thing in and of itself. Problem is, let's take a person. A person can have flour and water, meaning what? That they're like a matzah. They're a regular person. What you see is what you get. They're a real person. They're a true person. They're true to themselves. They're not putting any hot air, so to say, into their system. They're not elevated or arrogant or really lifted up to become somebody who they're not. And that's a matzah person. A chametz person can be a person who has a lot of hot air in them because their ego has taken on a self-image which is really out of touch with their own reality. So the idea is this: having an ego in Judaism is not a problem. Having self-confidence, having self-esteem, feeling your qualities, knowing who you are, and knowing what your qualities are and what you can contribute to the world and to your friends and neighbors and your family. That's a healthy ego. It's the unhealthy part of the ego that we try to get rid of when we check out the chametz. So that's the part where we're looking for what is it that's inflating our ego to the point where it is really out of touch and it is really much more expanded than it should be. So in essence, the chametz itself is not a negative thing. So after we go back into the rest of the year, after Pesach, and we're able to approach our chametz in a healthy way with a healthy ego, we've cleaned out all the negative chametz, the negative aspect of the chametz, which has inflated us to a point where we're really out of touch, then we can go back to eating chametz in a proper format. And that's why after Pesach, it's okay to be running to the pizza place or running to the bakery or doing what we do to open up and wait till the rabbi buys back all of our chametz in our house. It's okay. It's nothing to be worried about. But we should remember that this process of going back to a healthy ego after Passover is an ongoing process. And that's why for the next 49 days, we count the Omer. And now, of course, we're down to 40 days, perhaps, until the giving of the Torah and Mount Sinai, which, of course, we'll talk much more about. But that count of the Omer is the key to be able to make sure that we continually refine that healthy ego and make sure it's right on target so that we're able to experience the giving of the Torah with a real healthy ego. And that healthy ego should be a healthy spiritual ego as well, a healthy spiritual soul, so be able to be a good recipient for the giving of the Torah on Shavuos. So take care, and we'll be in touch. And of course, we'll continue to talk about that as we prepare for the giving of the Torah in another 5.5 weeks from now. All the best. Okay, having some problem closing this. Push the wrong button.